This morning in Higher Learning, it's April, which means spring is in the air, and high school seniors are starting to get their financial aid award letters from colleges they were accepted to, but that can be a tough decision. Here to talk about the best way to review the financial aid award letters and get on track for freshman year is Peter Kerwin from the Rhode Island Higher Education Assistance Authority. Good morning, Peter. All right, let's start off right off the bat. Once those letters start coming in, how should students handle these?
Well, look, I mean, the first thing they can do is pat themselves on the back and say, well done, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and your parents as well, especially if, you know, they filled out that FAFSA form, the free application for federal financial aid, for federal financial student assistance. I mean, that's a big thing in the process. You've gotten this far. But now what happens is you start to get these award letters, and the first thing you should know is what they look like. I mean, typically they break down, they represent the entire package of financial aid that the school's offering to give you for that 4-year term. And it breaks it down in terms of, okay, here are the federal Pell Grants you're getting, here's the work-study amount, here's the stuff you're getting from the school itself, grants, scholarships, that kind of thing. What you have to do then is understand that different schools use different terminology. Yep. They also use different formats. So you really need to sit down and look at the letters carefully and make sure you're comparing apples to apples. And that's the real important thing. I mean, you can't just compare the bottom line number of what the different schools are giving you. You have to figure out what are the differences in the packages, because some schools may be giving you more weighted towards loans as opposed to giving you more in the way of free money. That leads me to my next question with grants and scholarships and financial aid and loans. How do you find out the real cost? I mean, you get so many different options coming in. Yeah. You really have to take the time to look at the numbers, break it all down, and see that, you know, this is what it's going to cost me. You have to come up with a bottom line number for each school as to what it's going to cost you, what that gap is between what they're offering and what you're going to have to pay at the end of the day. And it sometimes necessitates some tough decisions. I mean, if that dream school, the number one choice, isn't giving you the financial aid package you really wanted, you have to look and say, all right, what's the difference financially between going to this school and going to my number 2 or maybe my number 3 choice? What do you suggest? I
mean, college is one of the biggest steps in your life. If your number one school doesn't give you the proper money, what's the best suggestion?
You have to kind of analyze, you know, what are my other options, and do I really want to go someplace where it's going to require me to take on huge amounts of debt? Now, there's some options. You can call the financial aid offices. Believe it or not, you can call them and you know, make sure that you understand what's being offered and say, look, I mean, I really want to come here, but I may need a little more assistance. Can we look at maybe some eligibility for other programs? You know, you never know what might happen. There's also some resources out there, College Planning Center, CPCRI.org. Check out with them. Talk to them if you have any questions. There's also mappingyourfuture.org, which is a great website.
A lot of resources out there.
Yeah,
a lot of resources. Peter, great as always. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Off camera, we'll talk about how to get Sally Mae to stop calling me. Guys, for more information on figuring out your financial aid package or on the College Bound Fund, head over to foxprovidence.com.